Hi, Samuel Leeds here, and on this video I'm gonna do something crazy. I might regret doing this, and this is something that I don't ever see any other property gurus, trainers, or any YouTubers doing, and that is I'm gonna expose to you exactly what my 2019 property investment business plan is. I'm gonna tell you what I'm planning to buy over the next 12 months in property myself personally. People told me that I shouldn't do this, I shouldn't put it out there. They've said other people will try and copy you, other people will try and steal your ideas. Keep it close, keep your cards close to your chest. Although I understand that, I think that when you speak something out, rather than being fearful that other people are gonna copy you, or that it's not gonna happen, you'll fail and then you'll look stupid, I'd rather think that when I speak it out, I'm speaking it into existence. People will then cheer me on. And then if people want to copy me and join the club, that's fine. That's why I run this YouTube channel, to help people become successful in property. So I'm going to reveal exactly what I'm going to buy over the next 12 months. So that's what I'm going to be doing on this video right now. Please do show me some love by smashing that like button below. Also subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. And don't forget as well to turn the notification bell on so that you never miss one of these videos again. So what am I going to be buying over the next 12 months? Well, last year I bought 26 properties. I only anticipated to buy 10, so I was way above target. And if you want to watch that video and exactly what happened, you can do that up on the link. I usually, on average, will buy one property per month. So over a year, typically I'll aim to buy 12 properties. So over the next 12 months, I'm planning on buying 9 houses. It might be a lot more than that, but 9 properties is what I've budgeted for, and that is just myself. Personally, I do have an investment company where I'm business partners with my brother. That company is doing some really great things. We're planning on buying some commercial properties, doing some developments. We're also looking for our own new office building for all our staff. So that's going on the business side, but this video is really more about me personally, and hopefully you'll be able to relate to that because it's not massive, big, fancy stuff, and I'm assuming that the fact that you're watching this video, you're either just starting or quite early on looking to build your residential portfolio, which is what I'm still doing at the moment. So of the 9 properties, they're going to be split into 3 sections. So I'm going to buy 3, 3, and 3. And the first group of 3 is going to be serviced apartments. Serviced apartments are really great for 2 reasons, and let me explain why. Let me tell you why I'm so excited about buying serviced apartments. Number 1, I live in the Midlands, and they've really bottomed out price-wise. I bought some apartments in Walsall. I own them right in the centre on Bridge Street of Walsall. I paid £85,000 for these apartments 10 years ago in Walsall. Currently today, they're worth around about £75,000. So over the last 10 years, they've actually dropped in value. We know that on average, properties double every 10 years. These have actually not just stayed the same, they've dropped in value over the last 10 years. Now, after a recession will always come an expansion, and after an expansion will always come a recession. Walsall as an area has not been in a big recession. In fact, I've got houses in Walsall that have gone up a lot, but apartments seem to be really low at the moment. They seem to be almost out of fashion. I think the series Friends came in and suddenly everyone wanted an apartment because they were watching Friends in apartments, and apartments went really inflated. But I feel like they've really bottomed out right now, and I think that the fact that they've bottomed out, I have a feeling that apartments are going to become back in fashion over time, and I have a feeling that the prices are going to go back up because at the moment they're right at the bottom. Apartments, I think, are really good. Things you need to be careful when you're buying apartments is the ground rent and the service charge. You need to make sure that you calculate that in the return on investment. Serviced apartments, why is serviced accommodation so good? Well, serviced accommodation is when you rent out a property or a room or whatever it might be, and you rent it out. Instead of putting a tenant in there, you have a guest in there. So it's like a hotel without having staff. It's all automated, it's all systemized. Rather than buying an apartment for a good price and then just renting it out for say £500, £600, £700 a month, I'm going to be buying a property, an apartment, and I'm going to be renting it out. My plan A is going to be renting it out as a serviced accommodation. So what's going to happen is I'm going to get guests coming in there, which literally can double, triple, or even quadruple your return on investment and your monthly cash flow. So on that basis, what are the figures going to look like, and where am I planning on buying? Well, serviced apartments work best in big city centres, really buzzing city centres. So I'm going to be buying, my closest big buzzing city centre is Lichfield, but Lichfield's very expensive, and you know, you're talking probably at least £150,000 just for a studio apartment, which is, the returns aren't going to be as good if I went a little bit further afield. Birmingham is the next biggest buzzing city. Birmingham is from about half an hour from where I live. Birmingham, you can buy apartments for as little as £100,000, yet it's a really buzzing, popular city. So I'm going to be buying serviced apartments in Birmingham, and I'm going to buy a minimum of 3 over the next 12 months. My advice to you would be, if you're looking to buy serviced apartments for around about 100 to 150,000 pounds, I would say find the biggest buzzing, most buzzing city near where you live and buy there. Now, in other videos I've said that don't worry about having to buy close to where you live. So why am I suggesting that you buy close to where you live with serviced apartments? Well, a couple of reasons. Firstly is, if you have to travel far, even just for the viewings in the first place and the setting up process, if you're driving 6 hours each way, it's a 12-hour round trip, you've got to put a value on your time. So I would say for buying serviced apartments, if you can, if you live in such an expensive area that your returns are going to be so low, then maybe do look further afield. But I think if you can buy close to home, that's not a bad thing. Secondly is, I know Birmingham really well because I live close. If I was to buy in Liverpool, I might be able to buy an apartment a bit cheaper, but I don't know the area. I'm gonna have to spend a lot of time investigating the area. I'm also gonna have to then drive to view it. So the amount of money I'm gonna lose because of I'm spending my time is probably not worth it. So serviced apartments in Birmingham, I'm going to buy 3. I'm going to be spending between 100 and 150,000 pounds per apartment, and I would like to be making at least a minimum of 500 pound profit per month off the apartment. But I think that's very conservative. Also, as a plan B, if serviced accommodation becomes very regulated and I'm not able to do that anymore, it becomes saturated, is even if I rent it out as a single let apartment, the kind of apartments that I'm going to be buying, the return will still be pretty decent. So that's going to be 3 of my houses, serviced apartments, and I'm looking in Birmingham. Next, HMOs. What are HMOs? Well, HMOs, house of multiple occupancy. It's when you buy a house and you split it up and you rent it out on a room by room basis. The reason HMOs are really good is because instead of getting rent from just one person, you're getting rent from multiple people, which means that cash flows better. Now, HMOs have become pretty regulated over the last few years. Sometimes you need licenses, sometimes you need planning permission, so they're just about as regulated as I think they're ever going to get. Or while that can be a little bit annoying because of the red tape, it's also really good because I understand the HMO industry very well. People are a bit scared off because of the rules and regulations, but I can't imagine them getting any more regulated. So I think HMOs are very safe. I think that you know where you stand. If you buy a HMO and you buy in the right area, again, where am I going to be looking for HMOs? I'm going to be looking in the Midlands again because I've got a really good team, a really good network in the Midlands. Prices in the Midlands have not gone up super high like London, but they are going up. So I think the capital appreciation is going to be good. I know the area well, I understand it. HMOs work in many different parts of the country, but I'm personally going to be looking in the Midlands. I'm going to be looking in Birmingham, Warsaw and surrounding areas. Kind of figures I think you'd be talking is, I said in my book, Buy Low Rent Hard, that you were talking £25,000 per lettable room. That was a couple of years ago. Prices have now gone up, but also rents have gone up. So now I'm looking to spend a maximum of £35,000 per lettable room, which means if it's a 4-bed HMO, I'll buy it for £140,000 max, and then I should be able to rent it out for a minimum of £400 per room. So a 4-bed HMO, you buy it for £140 and you're going to rent it out for £1,600 a month. Of course, you're going to have costs involved, but again, your cash flow each month should be very high, giving me a return on investment of at least 20%. So I'm going to buy 3 HMOs in the Midlands, 3 serviced apartments in Birmingham. So far, that will take me up to 6 properties. So what are the next 3 properties that I'm going to buy? Again, by the way, don't forget, if you're enjoying this video, please do smash that like and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already done that. Thank you so much. The last 3 properties as part of the 9 houses over the year are going to be straightforward, below market value, buy-to-let properties. When I say single-let, buy-to-let, it just means a house that you rent out to a family. Nothing complicated, you're not splitting it up, you're not doing anything clever, you're not doing it as a guest house, just a straightforward buy-to-let. Why am I going to be doing that? Well, because I think that when I first started in property, buy-to-let, that was the actual bread and butter. And looking at my portfolio now, if I look across the board, a lot of my buy-to-let properties have actually made me a lot of money in capital appreciation. They've gone up in value. I've had the same tenants in there for 5, 6, 7 years. Very, very little work. My thinking is, while people are scared, that's when you should be greedy, as Warren Buffett says. At the moment, with the tax changes and with all the things that are going on in the country, with the uncertainty and Brexit, there's a lot of people that are quite fearful. There's a lot of people that are quite scared at the moment. So it's a really good opportunity to buy properties below market value, because people are thinking, oh, I just want to get rid of my property, or oh, what's going to happen? And then they're wanting to sell. So I think right now is a really good opportunity to buy properties, find motivated sellers, negotiate a good below market value. And if you think about it, if you find a house that's valued at £100,000 and you buy it for £85,000, that negotiation might have only taken you a couple of hours, but you've made effectively £15,000 in a couple of hours from finding it and negotiating in a couple of hours. I don't know about you, but £15,000 for a couple of hours work is not bad. So below market value, and then just sit on it, hold it, rent it out for maybe £500, £600, £700 a month. Safe, easy, gonna go up over time. I'm gonna be buying 3 single-let, buy-to-let properties. That's my total 9. So to recap, I'm gonna be buying 3 serviced apartments, 3 HMOs, 3 buy-to-let single-lets. Of course, I'm always gonna be open-minded and on the lookout for anything else exciting that comes up. 9 is kind of gonna be a minimum for me. Of course, my business is gonna be buying properties as well, and I'll be on the lookout for what comes out. I think as a successful property investor, really you're a problem solver, and you have different strategies up your sleeve: lease option agreements, rent to rents, development, all these different ideas up your sleeve, and then you just find people and you see if you can help them, and you pull out the cards at the appropriate time. I'm going to be documenting my journey. I'm sure I'm going to end up finding other properties just as well as those 9. If you haven't got any money and you're looking to do this, you can still do serviced apartments with no money, because you can just rent a property off a landlord and then do it change it into a serviced apartment and keep the cash flow. Now, you're not benefiting from any capital appreciation, but you are benefiting from instant cash flow, and you've not put any money down. If you want to be extra greedy, you can agree to buy it at a fixed price down the line and have an option to buy it. So there's many things that you can do even if you haven't got any money. You can find good property deals, and then you can package them and pass them on to an investor and charge a fee, and then put that fee in a separate bank account and keep doing that until you've got enough to buy a property of your own. There's many things you can do. If you've been inspired by that, and if you want to do property yourself and you're not sure where to start, what I'd like to do is invite you along to come to our Property Investors Crash Course, which is 2 days. It's absolutely free. I'll be there, and I'll be working with you to help put together your property investment strategy so that you can get yourself on the ladder and ultimately enjoy financial freedom one day too. So once again, thanks so much for watching the video. My name's Samuel Leeds, and I look forward to seeing you smash your success. I'm cheering you on in your journey. See you next time.